Yesterday I was talking with a friend and a fellow collaborator named Katie, and we were experiencing some tension in our partnership and in our relationship, and there was something going on that neither of us quite knew, but we knew it didn't feel right. And it was inhibiting our creative flow. It was just inhibiting the relationship, and certainly not allowing the project to move forward in a way that I think we both really wanted it to. So we spent a little time together, and it was very powerful and moving. And I had a chance to really listen very deeply to what she was experiencing and what I was experiencing. And not so long after that call, I went out to sit in the hot tub out in the old oak groves here at the house in Santa Barbara. And on a limb just to the left of the tub, quite a large red-tailed hawk just flew right in and perched itself there. And we just kind of connected, and I checked it out, and then it flew off. And not more than 30 seconds later, a Cooper hawk flew right in front of my face, beelining it into a bush just next to the hot tub, and it was hunting a bird, and the bird barely escaped and flew off. And the Cooper hawk just kind of perched itself on a tree. And I asked myself, wow, what does this mean? What are these two hawks trying to say? One really big, one really small. Both hunters. And I recognized in that moment, actually, that the old energy that I was holding around this relationship, this dynamic of my ability to listen more deeply to what was going on for another person, that old belief, that old energy was actually being stalked, hunted to die, hunted by the hawk that was looking to devour an energy that no longer served me. And in the shamanic traditions, we call this death stalking. Not that it's stalking us to physically die, but it's stalking us to energetically surrender an old belief or an old limited operating system or a relationship that no longer serves us. And it was quite powerful to have that affirmation from nature, because that's where I at least often find the truth of what's going on in my life, other than trying to figure out things in a linear fashion, so to speak, but to just listen for the affirmation that I receive either in my life or in nature. So here it was, the hunter was hunting this old belief system of mine. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, there was a remarkable thing that happened. And that was, I looked up through a little window in the trees, and the Cooper hawk darted across the sky, and the red-tailed hawk was darting right after it. The hunted became hunted. So it was quite an interesting intersection, but here's what I learned. Here's 4 things that I think we can learn about listening and about conflict resolution to resolve relationship issues, creative issues, or even issues within ourselves. And that is, 1, the most important thing, first and foremost, is to listen to what somebody is feeling or saying or experience, of why is it true for them. because that's really all that matters. Why is it true for them? 2, to consider the facts. Secondarily, yeah, facts are important, and it's not to ignore the facts, but it's secondary, because what the person's feeling and why it's true for them is first and foremost. 3, put the two together. In other words, in assessing and discerning what the situation looks like, consider both as important. Don't ignore one at the expense of another. Consider them both. 4, and lastly, to allow the answer to emerge. Just listen deeply to what you feel within yourself that is the best course of action to take. And 4 is that course of action, because then you can guide yourself to be of service to others, to yourself, to your project, to your relationships. Well, I hope those 4 things are helpful and can serve you in your journey. Be well, lots of love, and Godspeed.